Soup and Meatballs. I'm Meatballs. There's Soup over there. Tim, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Nice week, a little hot, but all in all, can't complain. How about you?
I'm in my hoodie, so it's
right. Yeah, that classic July attire.
It's 12 degrees in my basement, and I'm slowly freezing. I like your hat, the whole A thing. I'm gonna.
Longtime Sacramento fan.
I have a C on my hat. Do you know what the C stands for?
Is that like an old Cleveland hat? Is it?
Yeah.
It looks like Central Columbia from around my part here.
So I'll show you the back of it. Oh, dude, you get your glasses. I look so hot right now.
I can't see because the live logo is covering up the logo on your hat.
Oh my goodness! No, so it's a 4.
Oh,
with the Roman numeral 4. I had this hat made when I was coaching. I was looking for like a script letter for Chambersburg that looked like the Michigan M.
Oh yeah.
And I went white, so it was like it's like our school colors. It said if I went yellow, it would have been like really bad. But the C today can actually stand for Chris, which doesn't make any sense until we pull in. We have a guest on Soup and Meatballs.
What?
Chris, how you doing, man?
Doing well, thank you. I don't have a hat.
We've been trying. I'm trying to get you on the show now. This is show number 38, and the biggest complaint I get is I can't believe you guys wake up so early. What time are you today, Tim?
I was up at like 7.
I woke up at 6:05.
Yeah, like I try to sleep in on weekends, and I'm too. Look, this body's a machine.
We could find the show at 7:30.
Like a metronome.
But Chris woke up today to be here with us, and he's excited to argue sports with you or argue trivia with you. He wants to do the lists. He's like, I don't do the list. So,
I forgot to write down the list I have for you, Max.
Well, we'll do it.
I'll have to try to find it on my phone.
We'll get the ugly stuff out of the way for Chris so we can do the fun stuff. We're the whole pattern of really going into this week with the boring time in sports. The first half of Major League Baseball coming to an end today. So the first half is basically over. And I want a list of a couple of things that kind of surprised me. And, some good, some bad. I will say, a lot of lists today. The first thing that I think surprised both of us, I didn't think either one of us saw Cal Raleigh coming. Did you?
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble hearing you. I wasn't getting the feedback before, but now I am.
Yeah. The biggest surprise, I think, of the first half of Major League Baseball for me is Cal Raleigh. Did you see that coming?
No. He was one of those guys who's been productive, but didn't break out. And now, I mean, he's one of the most popular players. He's got a colorful nickname, Big Dumper. He's
Dumper?
Yeah, his nickname is the Big Dumper.
I'm going to start calling Chris the Big Dumper.
And I mean, he's got close to 40 home runs. What's it, 38?
38 right now. Which I checked. There's a website called StatCast, which will track really weird stuff. They track how many home runs you would hit if you played all of your games in a specific park.
Okay.
So I looked it up. If you played all of his games at Yankee Stadium, now people complain about the short porch all the time, and well, it's a switch hitter, and 2/3 of his at-bats have been from the left side. How many home runs do you think StatCast has him hitting in Yankee Stadium?
Over 162 games?
No, to this point right now.
48.
They have him at 28.
Get out of here.
That's what they said. Now, if he was playing
I'm smarter than that computer.
In Houston, they have him with 39. You can hear me?
It's all bouncing around.
Oh, it's all bouncing around. Okay, so hang on for a second. We're gonna do some. Yeah, one of our producers came down and told us the audio is a little jacked, so we're gonna call time here. I think I have a pair of headphones.
Oh, we're getting super professional.
Huh?
We're getting super professional.
I guess, I don't know. Weird and wonky stuff. So you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
Well, parts of it are an island.
Well, I think the first problem we have there is that Max is clearly not an English major because Rhode Island is not spelled ROAD, but that's cool. We can go on from there.
All right, Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I still get a little feedback though.
It has to be less.
It is less.
Chris, you good with me?
I'm fine.
Okay, so let's get Chris into her. So, did you see Cal Raleigh coming?
Not even a little bit.
How much baseball do you watch, Chris? Let's start there.
Currently, probably is nearly nil. I probably stopped watching baseball on a daily around the mid 2000s. I follow players. I find some players interesting, and I like to see how they do. But for me, when baseball, and it's ironic because when baseball embraced sabermetrics, and my initial career choice was going to be sabermetrics, and yet I think we use it today in a way it was never intended to be used. It was never intended to. Sabermetrics came out of really arbitration as a way for players that were having great years, but their base traditional stats didn't represent that, to be able to go into arbitration and say, hey, I deserve more money because blah, blah, blah. And that's how we look at Jacob deGrom from, the mid 2000s and go, wow, he was having dominant years despite the fact that his record was like, 9-5. But now we use it for every little tiny thing, like, oh, I'm sorry, he's a lefty who pulls to the right. Like, oh, ridiculous. That shouldn't be the case. So that amount of like amazingly almost AI generated managing kind of destroyed a lot of what baseball represented for me.
And it's funny because I think there have been some fun things that have come out of it, like managers fight the expectation that they should automatically bat the pitcher ninth. Like, I think that's a good byproduct, but I by and large, I agree with you where and part of it's my age that I love, as counterintuitive as like 80s hit and run, let your pitcher throw 8 innings baseball is. It's just objectively more entertaining.
Correct. But I mean, and this is where we get into the point of, are we not just embracing the, get off my lawn mentality of Gen X becoming boomers now? Because talk to people that watched baseball in the 40s and they're like, what do you mean you're not throwing 31 complete games a year? That's not baseball anymore. Like, what's a relief pitcher? And the 80s, we saw like people getting 40 saves. That never existed prior to,
There were people who objected to advances in catcher's equipment.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think my favorite.
I think some of it is like the get off my lawn mentality. I know it is for me anyway, where I'm like,
I feel like that too. My favorite anecdote of all time in baseball, I have two, and I don't know how true they are and how much urban legend they are. They could be either way, but I obviously never saw him play, despite my appearance. I never saw Ty Cobb play, so that's important. But I think he had two great stories. Again, they may be urban legend, maybe not. One, he was visiting a game in the 1950s or whatever, maybe like late like early 50s, and it was all radio at that point, didn't have TV shows, and that they called him up to the booth and they're talking to Ty and about his experiences and this, because we have a great a guy who had more Hall of Fame votes than Babe Ruth in their initial year of getting in. So he was, like, even among his peers, he was considered like the best baseball player of all time at that point. And they finally said to him, like, well, Ty, you were playing today, what do you think you'd hit? And Ty sits for a minute. He goes, I don't know, maybe 320, 325. And they're like, well, they heard it there, folks. Ty Cobb, the greatest ball player of all time, greatest hitter of all time, lifetime 366 hitter. And he sees with the advances today and the better pitching and the ballparks, he would see himself hitting about 325 in today's game.
Too. What do you expect?
And Ty Cobb goes, I'm 72. You got to take that into account too. And that was exactly, he meant it. But the other story, which I think is great, so this is around 1921, maybe. He was towards the end of his career, and Babe Ruth was just becoming Babe Ruth. You know, he's hitting 59 home runs in 1920 and whatever. And so they go up to Ty in the locker room before the game, and they go, "Hey Ty, you know, how do you feel about Babe Ruth becoming the new face of baseball?" And Babe Ruth said, Ty Cobb says, "That's not baseball. Baseball is get a single, sacrifice to second, or steal second, sacrifice to third, score on a an infield hit. Like that's baseball. Like baseball is a war. You know, it should be very strategic in that way and stuff." And he goes, "But you know what? I'm going to show you." He goes, "For today, for the first time in my career ever, I'm going to go out and try to hit home runs." And he had a doubleheader, and he hit five home runs in the 2 games. No one's ever beaten that. He still holds the record with many other players for most home runs hit in a consecutive 2-game set. 5 home runs, most ever hit by any player, Ty Cobb, and others since then. And he comes back to the locker room after the game, and he finds that same reporter, and pardon my cursing for a minute, but he says, "All right, I did my part. Then you go tell that fat son of a bitch to steal 96 bases and tell me who the better ball player is." And again, I mean, I don't know how true that is, but it sounds like it's him because he was immodest without being, like it ain't bragging if it's the truth. So again, like to them, the fact that today we don't steal bases, because the numbers say it's not the smart thing to do.
Well, I think they tried to change that a little bit. I mean, they enacted rules with the bigger base, the rule about throwing over to first, and it irritated a lot of people like me who would say like baseball is okay as it is. We don't need a pitch clock. We don't need a base that's 36% bigger or whatever.
I don't mind a bigger first base to avoid injuries like right. when they're running to cover the bag. If you want to make first base bigger, I'm for that. But
yeah. The fact that you get the phantom slide over the second baseman, you have to really be, like the old used to be, you were in the vicinity of second base, so you didn't have to get your angles trapped. Right? There's certain things we changed. The thing I hate more, even more than the runner on second base in extra innings, because I don't mind that per se. I don't mind that to speed up the game. What I hate is that we're artificially inflating RBI stats, because that's the thing that's becoming the outcome of that. The same reason I hate in college football when we go into like, overtime here, and now you score a touchdown when you star the 20. Like, sorry, that shouldn't be a touchdown. Like, that's not the point. Like, okay, so, but I hate the fact we went universal DH. I understand why, but you know what? That's not why pitchers are getting hurt.
I don't.
Pitchers are getting hurt. That's because you're an American League fanatic. That's fine. But
I'm not a fanatic. I would rather like an actual hitter hit than watch, Brian Wu try
but you've taken away the idea.
I'd rather the strategy of a double switch.
Exactly. Like, I want to take my pitcher out now, but he's batting first next inning. Then I'm going to lose him again. Like, all right, I got to let him try to muscle through this inning. Like, that the strategy. Now it's no longer the case, which is why you can carry 17 pitchers on a 25-man roster. That's it, basically. Just throw them out there. But, I mean, yeah, I think that was the thing that really bothered me more than anything else. But anyway.
I think what bothers me is the hyper specialization of pitchers, where 100%. Your starter goes 5 at most. He does not get a third time through the lineup.
Right.
And then you're getting, okay, this guy pitches to this batter, and then we're going to throw this guy for an inning. That even with the pitch clock, it just – I feel like the game loses personality when it doesn't have those pitchers who go out there and they're a buzzsaw every 5th day.
Could you imagine trying to take Bob Gibson out after 5 innings? You were lucky to walk away from the mound with your arms.
Could you imagine trying to take him out? Yeah.
Period. Right, exactly.
As a manager.
Yeah, exactly.
He would box you on the mound.
100%. Yeah, it's like 5 innings. What is that? That's my warm up. But
yeah,
and I
understand why
they do it because they invest so much money in pitchers now. And the big difference was because we're all older. When we went to high school, your best athletes, your pitchers and such, they played soccer in the fall, basketball in the winter, baseball in the spring, whatever. Now, if you're a good pitcher, you play baseball in the fall, baseball in the winter, baseball in the spring, baseball in the summer. So by the time you hit the majors, you've probably pitched the equivalent of 5 years in the majors from what people are pitching before, because you've been pitching all year long.
The other thing is the way pitching is taught now. When I was in Little League, you had a fastball and a changeup, and some of the pitchers threw curveballs. Now the big thing is the big V. If you don't have velocity and spin and the torque that these young kids are putting on their arms.
Correct.
If you continue at that rate through 6-7 innings, you're going to get knocked to the injured list a lot faster than what we've seen. And we've seen, for example, the Dodgers have 34 different players pitching for them so far this year, including 16.
So far, it's crazy. That's crazy.
The advent of spin rate, which is analytics, which is something you were saying that you like, that has created this specialization to a point where, we have guys throwing gas out of the bullpen at 90,
Right.
99.
And I'm not opposed to analytics in any sport. Like, for years as a kid, it drove me nuts when fourth down in football was automatically a punt, where I was like,
correct.
It's a higher percent. You have 2 yards to go. Do what the defense least wants you to do.
Give the ball iron.
So I think that's a good but I think baseball, more than any sport, has over-embraced analytics.
Well, and so back to what you were saying real quick before I go to the next point, Max. The idea, when we played Little League, you weren't allowed to throw a curveball. Like that wasn't taught to you, right?
Maybe the 12-year-olds were, but like if you were younger than 12, your coach would yell at you.
Yeah, we wouldn't take the chance of twisting your elbow that way. The only reason a kid threw a curveball is because they didn't have the strength to get the ball to the plate in one line. So it just dipped off anyway because of that. That's a curveball. Well, all right, that's great. We call that a lob, but sure, we'll call it a curveball for you. That's great.
The easiest pitch on Long Island.
Right. We were too busy fishing in the bay. But again, like example, here's a great example of an analytic that means nothing to me. Exit velocity. Why?
Yeah.
Why does that matter? The home run is the home run is the home run. Why do I care? Oh, he hit the ball out at 160 miles an hour. Cool. You know what? He had the ball at 90 miles an hour, and they still count as a run.
It's like the guys arguing about the home run in Major League. Well, it's too high. It's too far. It doesn't matter. It's gone.
It's gone.
Like, how much of a post-mortem do we need on every home run?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's affected every single sport, and it's gone too far in every sport. Go to basketball. Okay, a three-pointer, if you shoot 33% from three-point land, that's the same as shooting 50% from two-point land over the course of a game. Great. But now you have people that have no business shooting three-pointers, just jacking it up, saying, even a broken clock can get it right 1 out of 3 times. Well, sure, okay, fine. But it's not. So now you've seen this abundant. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
I don't think the math is mathing.
The math didn't math there, but sure, exactly. But I think that we take these concepts. I agree with you about the fourth down. I agree that, look, listen, here's a better example. It's 4th and 1 on your opponent's 40. Now, I might not always do it on my side of the field, period. I might not, just because the risk outweighs the reward there. But it's 4th and 1, and I've got Travis Henry in my backfield, who I just paid, $175 million for, and I'm going to basically be like, okay, we're just going to punt it. Ridiculous. Why? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Odds are your punt is going to go into the end zone anyway, so you're getting net 20 yards.
It's 20 yards.
Like, I will take the chance for 4th and 1 to give it to Travis Henry and let him run through.
I would much rather give the ball to Derrick Henry, but I know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
What bugs me is when they do that, they're going to give it to him out of the shotgun because quarterbacks can't take snaps under center. I would give me an ISO right up the middle, and Henry's going to get a yard.
Sure.
But when you snap it to me and let me hand it to you, where you're not getting a full head of steam, that bugs me.
And it's funny you say that, Max, because the greatest football play of my lifetime as an Eagles fan, Philly special, when Foles cleared out, and I was like, oh my God, they're running Wildcat at the goal line on 4th down. Like, I totally got suckered by the play because I thought I thought they were too clever by half.
Yeah, well.
But I don't know that I would even on 4th and 1. I mean, I understand what you're saying about, do what the defense is expecting you to do. And one of my favorite hobbies, I play a lot of sports simulation games, Stratomatic, those kinds of games there. And the fault I always had with the football versions was that the game kind of led you to do that on every play, to basically say, okay, do what the defense is expecting you to do and your reward. But the thing that's weird about that is that defenses aren't that dumb. Like, if you're Ray Lewis and you're in a run defense and you suddenly see, oh, they're not running it, they're going to pass it, Ray doesn't go, oh, well, I blew it. Ray's still going to recover
That's
faster.
the end of me.
Right. You're not going to end up with 70 yards on an inside slant, because you went past Ray and Ray's like, well, stop. I got the run. Oh, there goes my tight end. Oh well, not my problem. Like, so that's the thing.
Not my problem.
Not my problem. Yeah, but I mean, like, so 4th and 1. And I don't feel like they need, like, I have to do something the defense is expecting. I kind of almost feel like I have Derrick Henry. Let him do what I paid him for. Let him get out there and just pound away and get a yard. Marshawn Lynch, let him get that yard, which is why Seattle lost that Super Bowl, as we know, because they tried to do what the defense didn't expect them to do, and defenses aren't that stupid. They're not riveted into the play. They can react. So this is a very long answer to how much baseball do you watch. Let's keep going.
Back to baseball, though. I mean, you have Aaron Boone and his binder of computer printouts that he manages by. And there are sometimes I think the Yankees win in spite of him,
right?
And whether or not the binder is right, sometimes you have to go with your gut. And I don't think he has much of a gut to go on a lot of times. So you get yourself into situations where, well, it makes sense to do this, but the book says to do that, so we're going to do that.
I mean, you go back to 2015. Was that when they brought Bumgarner on short rest to close out the?
It might have been
2014, maybe it was. Yeah, it was 2014. That sounds right.
He pitched Game 6, and then they came back and he pitched Game 6.
And they brought him on short rest to close out the Royals. Like, that's a gut move. That, like, when you have a guy who was so dominant, like, it feels like a no-brainer, and it feels like that's been just logicked out of the game. If I can use logic as a verb.
I go back in my head, it's 2001, and, Schilling and Clemens are going back and forth in Game 7. We get the lead, but Randy Johnson, who just pitched Game 6, comes out and shuts New York down in the 9th, and he was just as dominant in Game 7 as he was in Game 6.
But those are all-time greats
against the book.
Yeah, those are all-time greats. That's the thing about it. They're all-time greats. Again, this is stuff that back in the 60s and the 50s, and not that I saw it, but you read the record. I mean, people are pitching. You set up your best pitcher to pitch in Game 1, so you could also pitch in Game 4 and Game 7. And he would start 3 games in a 7-game series in the World Series because you had that much domination. Today, pitchers
hope.
You hope to get 2 out of them in a 7-game series if you're lucky. So, and I mean, I don't know who's to blame. I don't know if it's I don't think it's the pitchers necessarily, but it's got to be somewhat. Well, here's the other thing that's changing about all this, because if we go back to statistics, which, for a lot of it, and that's where I do follow baseball today still, because I do still watch the statistics, like look up the players I like at their box scores each night and see how they did and stuff like that. So we're rapidly changing what's considered to be great. So like you're going to start seeing pitchers going into the Hall of Fame with here's Jacob deGrom, a Hall of Famer. He might be.
Look at Paul Skeens. He's going to win the NL Cy Young maybe with less than 10 wins.
Exactly right.
And
that's
a
the
losing
thing.
Record. He could go like 8-12 with a 1.7 ERA and be the no doubt about it Cy Young winner on a last place team.
100%. Exactly right. That's the idea about it. So these are the things that are changing the way that we're viewing stuff. I'm not even talking about the steroid era with home runs and stuff like that. I'm just talking about even today, because the game change has changed so much that we're looking at new stats that, like, I don't know that you'll see another 300-game winner. I don't know that people start enough games and go more than 5 innings, which you need to still get to get the win. And that means your team has to be winning at 5 innings, and your relief corps can't lose the lead and still win anyway, because then you're out of the decision anyway. I mean, that's changing the way that we're viewing and those kinds of things.
I don't know if we're going to see another 250-game winner, like after the Verlanders and all that, like
the Scherzers, the Kershaws. Exactly. Right. Agree. Exactly. Like who's left? I mean, because even like, all right, so Garrett Cole, great pitcher. He has a chance. Oh, maybe not for the year. I mean, like, these are things that are going to keep happening. And I don't care. I mean, like, you lose a year, you're not coming back the way you were before. You're just not. It's just impossible. I mean,
and like a guy like Tarek Skubal, like in the 80s or 90s, he, the way he's pitching, he would finish like 24-4. Right. And like this year, he's going to go, 16 wins, 15 wins? because he's not going to get enough decisions.
Right. He's not leaving after 5 innings with his team ahead where they can hold that lead.
So how about this, Tim? This is nuts. This is not your Mr. Smarty Pants trivia list, but can you come up with the top 5 current wins leaders?
Active pitchers?
Yeah.
Career wins?
Verlander's at like 275.
He's at 262, and he's number 1 on the list.
Okay.
Scherzer.
Scherzer's number 2 on the list.
Kershaw.
Kershaw's number 3 on the list. And
All right, now we're going to have a hard time.
Scherzer has 1 game on Kershaw, 217.
Right, so we got to find number 4, number 5 of the current all-time wins leaders.
I will tell you number 5 is that there's a tie for 5. I'll accept either.
Is a what? Oh, it's a tie?
There's a tie.
So there's really 3 pitchers we're looking for.
How about Chris Sale?
Chris Sale is part of that tie.
All right. Trying to think of who's not playing still. That's the bigger issue. Mark Burley retired, right?
Yeah.
Mark Burley is not on this list, so yeah, he's probably retired.
I think of who retired recently.
I'm looking at only active.
I just didn't know if he was still pitching at all or not. So, because like I said, I don't follow baseball as much today. So when they retired or not, it can't be Garrett Cole. Cole's not.
It is Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole. Okay, I was going to say he's possible. I didn't think he pitched enough time so far. So
can you come up with the tied guy with Chris Sale, Tim? This is Mr.
How many
Smarty
wins does
Pants.
Chris Sale have?
Yeah. What's Sale at? What's the number they're tied for?
143.
All right, that's important. It's like, okay, so it's not that 270 range.
Chris Sale is credited with 2,047 and 2/3 innings pitched. This other guy is credited with 2,209.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so it's someone who's about the same age as Sale. Again, these pitchers are not going to hit 250 wins. Almost certainly, like Tim was saying, may not even get to 200 wins. It's not DeGrom, is it? No, DeGrom is not. Yu Darvish.
Yu Darvish is 11th. He has 110 wins.
Okay.
What was the name you just said, Chris?
DeGrom.
I'm looking for DeGrom on the
He
list.
didn't have enough wins.
I'm going to have to control F here.
His ERA is like 1.5 or whatever, but his wins are going to be.
DeGrom only has 93 wins.
Yeah. He's not doesn't have enough wins. Doesn't have enough wins.
Can't believe it's that low. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tim is totally laughing at you, Chris.
No, I'm laughing at how perfectly that proved our point about the
100%.
The way
Yeah,
starting
he's
pitchers'
the Hall of Fame
stats are
pitcher.
meaningless now.
Yeah. So who has 100?
So this guy,
Is it? It's
he
not.
pitched around. He started his career with the Braves, but then he was a Pirate for a long time. Had a cup of coffee with the Phillies, Astros, Rays, Braves, and he's with the Orioles now.
Not Archer. Chris Archer? No, he didn't come up from that.
Started with the Braves, you said?
Yeah, but it was only 1 year,
Okay, so
and he had 15 starts and a negative
And then went to
WAR.
Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I might be
we're like
stumped.
stumped.
Charlie Morton.
Who was it?
Yeah, I know the name, but I wouldn't have put him there. Yeah.
Charlie Morton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought him. Yeah.
So just like you're saying, though, in terms of 250 game winners, Kershaw's at 216. He might not make it there.
I might make it. No,
He's not going to.
Scherzer's making it there.
Scherzer might, but we'll see.
Scherzer's 217.
And these are like
He's got
the
33
stud
wins.
ace first ballot guys of this generation.
Yeah.
Easily, yes. Yeah.
I mean, so now the number is, can you get to 200 wins?
And that's still tough
Because
too.
when you go 7 and down, Sonny Gray at 120 is ranked 7th. And then you got like Carlos Carrasco, Zach Wheeler, Jose Quintana, that guy.
I don't. How many did Cole have?
Garrett Cole has 153.
He might not get to 200.
I think he'll get to 200.
I don't know.
How old's Cole?
Cole is 34.
30?
34, coming off of Tommy John surgery, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's getting to 200. If you put a gun to my head, I would pretty much be like, I can't make that decision.
You would say no.
I wouldn't say no. I don't know. I can't.
I think of all the people on this list, he has a better than.
Sure. But that's like
He's
saying
better
I'd rather
than
have
Sonny
herpes
Gray.
compared to syphilis and
Do
gonorrhea.
we feel confident
that's-
he's going to win 10 games a year until he's 40?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
am. I mean, I think being on a team like the Yankees, where he's going to be in a position, hopefully after 5 innings, to have a lead. Is he going to go out and throw 8 innings in all those games? No, of course not.
But the thing we've seen is that the pitchers that do well longevity-wise are not the flamethrowers. It's the Jamie Moyers, that are junk guys. The Tommy Johns that became a junk guy. The Negros.
Well, I think Cole's going to have to adjust his.
I agree. Right.
His
That's
life
exactly
a
it.
little bit.
He's got to adjust to that. Exactly. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll stay with Cole's team, because the other kind of nice little, not a surprise, but story in the first half is Cole's teammate, Aaron Judge, becomes the fastest player to ever hit 350 home runs. Chris was going to talk about home runs in the steroid era. And the previous leader was Mark McGwire. It took Mark McGwire 1,280 games. Aaron Judge does it in 1088, so a little over 200 fewer games. And for a guy whose early part of his career, he would strike out 600 times, it's an impressive number. But in my head, if he were to retire right now, would you put Aaron Judge in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
100%.
And
No
anyone
doubt.
who can say that they, in a 5-year period, that they were one of the 3 best players for 5 years,
Yep.
you have to put them in the Hall. Like, just under like the Jim Rice theory, like where Jim Rice in the late 70s, you would say he was the best player in baseball. That was his best case for the Hall. If Aaron Judge wakes up tomorrow morning and says, you know what, All-Star game's my last game, I'm done with it, he still goes into the Hall.
He's going to the Hall of Fame no matter what. Yeah, exactly. Probably first ballot.
Yeah, I would say so too. Like a guy who's a multiple-time MVP.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Went to a World Series, and also not that it should matter, but well liked.
Sure, that doesn't matter, but you're right.
It shouldn't matter, but it does. You're right.
It does, yeah. But I mean, even the players that are having god awful years this year, Mike Trout, he's still going to the Hall of Fame.
First
Bryce
ballot,
Harper
yeah.
is still going to the Hall of Fame. To this day, and I will fight anybody on this still, I think the Yankees blew their chance at a dynasty when they went gung-ho all in on Stanton and didn't wait till the following year to sign Bryce Harper. Short right field porch. Bryce wanted to play for the Yankees, and they're like, nah, we don't want that. And so you got Stanton, who was coming off a monster year, but one great year in his career. He is not a Hall of Famer. Sorry, that's it. Yeah, not at all. And so that was a mistake they made. And I thought, again, that's just a match made in heaven.
Put you in the mind of Yankee fans. They were all saying, why can't we have both? And when we got Harper, let's get Machado at the same time, because they didn't have a third baseman back then either.
Yeah, but because George Steinbrenner died. That's why you can't have both.
That's why.
That's why you can't have both. Because George Steinbrenner died. Because he would have. He would have been like, we'll get Machado, we'll get Bryce Harper, we'll get Stanton, and you know what? Let's throw Trey Turner in there too, just so we have a foursome. We have a nice, get a full.
We have the Dodgers.
Exactly. Yeah, Mookie Betts too. Sure, let's go with that too, right?
It reminds me of a scene from Seinfeld where George is working for the Yankees, and he's like, I think I've worked out a way to get Griffey, Bonds, and Bernie Williams in the same outfield.
And you know what? And it does work in baseball more than any other sport, because baseball, for all of its team orientation, it still is a very individually focused sport. If you have 9 guys that are all hitting 500, let's say, you're going to get multiple times through the lineup. Not like basketball where it's like, we only have 48 minutes to split out this many shots. So we saw that when Kevin Love went to Cleveland and he saw his productivity drop, and when Chris Bosh went to Miami and we saw his productivity drop, and these alphas went and said, okay, I'm not going to be number 2, I'm going to be the 3 option, but I want to win a championship. And so baseball, you can do that. You can have Griffey and Bonds and Bernie Williams in the same outfit, because why not? And
you have a DH. You could throw Vladimir Guerrero in there while you're at it.
Yeah, right, exactly. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's and rarely, when it doesn't work out, see Chuck Knobloch, it's not because they were to the wrong team, or because it's just because something on an individual basis. So you can do that in baseball more than any other team sport. Every other sport you're going to have, because it's timed, and so you have to allocate out productivity. I don't care if it's football. Well, if I have Derek, Henry, and CMC in the same backfield, they're both going to see some productivity drop because I can't hand it off to both of them.
There's only one ball in 48 minutes.
Yeah, right. I can't turn
Was Travis Henry a Buffalo Bill?
Yeah.
What about Buffalo?
Okay, because I think he was a running back in the day.
Who's that?
So you have the one guy at the plate that talking home runs, Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge. Tomorrow is a really fun day in Major League Baseball. Like for some people, it's the home run derby. Tim, do you watch the home run derby? Is that a thing?
I hate Chris Berman, but I love the home run derby.
Is he still doing the home run derby?
They keep getting that guy out of mothballs every July.
Isn't he retired? Does he not know what retirement means?
They could just have him like record back, and then just play that. Because he doesn't offer any. Oh, and a couple stupid nicknames.
I actually like Chris Berman, but it's time for him to go. I do. It's time for him to go. He was great. I mean, look. I'm looking at the entirety of his career. He did a lot for sports journalism at that point. Yeah. But now it's like, all right, like we've done, and no offense, back in the home run derby. Shut up. I mean, like, oh wow, he had a home run on a lob pitch from a guy that he knows. Wow,
from his dad, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, it would be like in the slam dunk contest, being like, he drives the lane.
Oh my God, he dunked it! Like, come on! Like,
did you see that
3-point contest from deep?
Exactly, yes.
From way downtown, down the corner.
Logo three. You know, exactly. It's like, I understand you have to try to build anticipation and drama into something that nobody else cares about per se, but I mean, it's an exhibition. That's it. You know, that's the problem with it. So.
I'll tell you what. So, Tim, we usually do a draft later in the show, and we're going to do a draft. But I thought what would be kind of neat is there's 8 people in the home run derby. You get 4, I get 4, and we can see next week who did a better job overall.
Okay.
So, do you know who's in the home run derby?
I've got my list right here.
Oh, okay. I'll break it down. In terms of odds, the odds one favorite to win is Cal Raleigh. He's plus 280. O'Neill Cruz from Pittsburgh is plus 300. James Wood from Washington is plus 450. Nelson replaces Ronald Acuna Jr. He's at plus 750. Byron Buxton just hit for the cycle yesterday. Byron Buxton ball that day. No, he's at plus 900. And then the long shot, Junior Cannon plus 1,000. Brent Rooker from Sacramento is at plus 1,000, and Jazz Chisholm's at plus 1,400. We're going to go with a different way of picking this one because we're going to learn something later on. We're going to go to the casino cards.
Oh, okay.
So,
Matt, do you know what Acuna's odds were before he dropped out? Did they have that?
I don't have that.
I'm just curious what it was.
I would have to say he would have been the second favorite. Just how hot he's been. Hometown favorite.
So, Chris, can you see this? Don't say what it is.
I can.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, is it?
It's a card. He's gonna guess red or black, and you just.
As well as the color. I couldn't tell what it was, but it's the color. Okay, fine. Okay.
I'll go red.
So it's
black. Yep, it's
right
red.
So I get the first pick in this draft, but that doesn't mean that the Philly draft is different. All right, I'm probably gonna surprise you with my pick. My first pick, I'm gonna take O'Neill Cruz from Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think he's gonna win it all. He's my dark horse pick to win it all.
So I weighted my guys, and he was my number 8.
But remember, Tim, this is a guy who thought Rhode Island was spelled R-O-A-D. Take that into consideration
right.
As you move on from here. Yeah.
And he thought Island was spelled like E-Y-E, like an optometrist office.
Exactly right.
E-Y-E-L-U-N-D, Island.
Yeah, that's where I get my glasses. I go to Island. It's just off the road there. Well, obviously, I'm taking Cal Raleigh then.
You're going to take Cal Raleigh. Okay. Yeah. I think Cal Raleigh's going to be a lot of people, but I think that's fair.
He's from the South. He grew up not far from Atlanta. He's a fan favorite, and his nickname's Big Dumper. So
there you go. I'm going to take the hometown guy because I think he gets a big boost from the hometown crowd. I'm going to take Matt Olson.
He was my third because I do think he could be a sleeper. I'm I'm going with the young guy, James Wood, not to be confused with the actor.
The old guy.
Yeah, good in Casino.
He's hot coming in. Like I said, he just hit for the cycle. I'll take Buxton.
Okay. I might go with Jazz, just because I feel like sometimes the bigger guys break down over as the rounds kind of wear on, and I think he's got the kind of build where he has the durability that he can last a little bit.
That makes sense. And since you're wearing the A's hat, I will be nice and I will give you Brent Rooker. I'll take Junior Caminero.
Okay, yeah, because Rooker was my number 5, so I'm happy to take Brent Rooker.
Hey, so there it is. So I have it down. And we'll try. So obviously, if you win in the first round, it's an advantage for you because you're going to get another round. The way the home run derby works this year, every player is going to get 40 pitches in the first round. I don't know what that means if you look at all the counts.
Now, and this is one where I do care about exit velocity, like where guys are taking BP pitches and just launching them. I think the more stats on the homer, the better for the derby.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that maybe later in the show. We'll see. The other big thing going on in at least Major League Baseball is I have the actual time currently in 439 hours, 18 minutes, and 35 seconds. Major League Baseball trade deadline hits. And the thing about the trade deadline, like after the Devers trade, you probably would have thought Boston was going to be maybe potential shoppers. They've won 9 games in a row. They're 12-2 in their last 14 after 6 games streak. They're within 4 games of the East.
And I'm getting feedback again.
I'm getting loud. You can hear me over there. My favorite phrase: "If the season ended today, guess who's up in the first round?" It's Boston and New York.
Yeah, Boston's been hot.
Like I said, 9 games in a row they won, and because of that, Tim, is Boston a buyer or a seller at the deadline?
I can't imagine they're going to buy, not after shipping Devers out. I wonder what the talk in the front office is, though. After the Devers deal, like how much remorse there is over that. I just get a feeling that this team, they're going to stand pat. Boston's shown a reluctance to spend money. Garrett Crochet notwithstanding. What's that?
You don't see them selling anything else like what was the name I saw? It was Jamie something.
The only thing I can see Boston doing is, adding like depth, but I don't see any splash moves.
Okay. I know in New York they got some bad news with Clark Schmidt getting hurt, but then they got a good start with this rookie. I got to say this correctly, Cam Schindler. There's so many bad movies you can I've read it was like an audition start. They're going to think about moving him. He's only their 10th best prospect in a system that ranks 23rd or something like that. But he started in Seattle. He had 5 1/3. He gave up 2 runs, but then the lines he gives up the home runs when he hits guys on base, so his ERA looks bad. He had a really good start. You got Louise coming up to a pretty high start 10 in Double-A Somerset. He's what Cashman considers the trade without a trade. He's just going to be an addition to the team.
I'm still having trouble hearing you. Would it be easier if you were just both on the same? So there's not like feedback. Like if you're both like just in the same room.
You want to try? Okay, yeah, move over there. We'll give this a shot here as we'll pop him out for a second.
Yeah, because I hear you perfectly now.
There we go. That's what happens with guests in the same building. Apparently, we're trying something new here on the on the show.
Look at me coming up with the high-tech solution.
Look at that.
Bill Gates over here.
Ask high-tech. Chris, can you move? It's a nice way to treat your guests over here. And while he pops, he will like the next segment. I'll tell you that, like in terms of like what I think New York needs, they need a third baseman now, especially since DJ LeMahieu just got DFA'd this week, and they have Oswaldo Peraza playing third. And when your batting average is around my high school weight, that's not good. If your average is my weight now, it's still below average. So.
I know there's some speculation about whether Arizona would be shopping Eugenio Suarez.
I think
Arizona's close to 30 home runs. Yeah, I don't know why Arizona would be shopping.
If you look, so the current playoff structure is great. We talked about if the season ended today, how many teams do you think are out of it? Because in the American League, there's really only two. The Sacramento Oakland A's and Chicago.
Yeah, that's it. And obviously Colorado's just in
the National League,
a giant bin of flaming diapers.
Yeah, in the National League, it's a little bleaker. There's three teams that are double-digit games away from the wild card. You have Washington, Pittsburgh, and Colorado. Atlanta, it's weird saying they're out, but they're 9.5 games out of the wild card.
Right, but I mean, look what they did last year.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I don't know how many sellers they're going to be. I think there might be 7 teams that you say are out of it. So 7 out, 23 in. It really is going to make a competitive trade deadline. Which
I just can't. The memory of the World Series run is so fresh for Arizona. I just can't imagine they would be sellers. Even playing in the West.
I looked at a list where they said, would the Orioles consider selling off some of their young talent?
Like Gunnar or Adley Rutschman? Yeah.
Yes. Because, I mean, they're still on rookie deals. They have – I don't know how far away from arbitration they are. That's the thing that you were – but when that's on the table, when that's an option, we start to talk about the other first half MLB headline, the economics of things, when Manfred is coming out saying we need a salary cap, and because of that, you're going to have a labor shortage next December. I don't know in what world Baltimore should be encouraged to move people like Gunnar Henderson.
And, I think a salary cap is a good impulse because the disparity in baseball is embarrassing. Where you have a team like Colorado that's on pace to lose 125 games 1 year after the White Sox lost like 123. Like some franchises have just flat out given up because they're like, well, we can't compete or we want to move, and it's an embarrassing product for Major League Baseball.
You're going to get Chris back in here. The Colorado Rockies. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's 9 teams below them overall payroll. It's money poorly spent. I think.
Because they've got 22 more wins than the 3 of us.
Amazing. So, Chris, are we good? Can you hear us?
I can hear you fine. Is there still feedback, Tim, or no?
No feedback for Tim.
Yeah,
and it only took us, 49 minutes into the show to figure that out. So.
We're going to change the name of the podcast to Tree Smart Guys.
Hey, how about that?
And find 3 new hosts.
So we get Chris back just in time for maybe his specialty. We're dig into the offseason a little bit. And this week, the Thunder threw some money around. I don't know if you saw this, Tim, but Jalen Williams and the Thunder agreed to a rookie max extension, 5 years, up to $287 million. This is after SGA's $285 million supermax and Chet Holmgren's $250 max. Where are the Thunder coming up with this money?
Well, I can't talk about the source of the money, but it's money well spent. to have the roster that young and lock them down. I mean, that's a winning model. That's what Houston should be doing.
So this is Chris's wheelhouse now, because Chris was a former basketball coach, a basketball player, back in the day. Do you follow a team, Chris, or do you have a player? Like, what's your outlook on pro basketball for right now?
I like pro basketball a little less than I like college basketball, but I would argue that basketball to me is just beautiful sport no matter what. I could watch female pygmy quadruple amputee wheelchair basketball and it would still be beautiful. So I still watch it.
Not only could I watch that, I would absolutely watch that.
100%.
I think Tim's going to be on YouTube now in about 2 hours looking it up.
Exactly. Right.
My searches are about to get weird.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that I was in this past playoffs. I was very surprised that Denver lost when it did. I think Denver made a really good move by getting rid of Michael Porter Jr. I think that he was the weakest link on that starting team. Westbrook was great to come in and as a to spell Jamal Murray and stuff. But I think, I mean, look, SGA is from the town where I live now. So I mean that's that they revere him like a god there. Obviously, he still comes back into a camp every year for the kids in Hamilton. But I think,
which makes you now the second most popular basketball personality from your hometown. Pretty
much, unfortunately, yeah, exactly. Damn him, he won his MVP. But no, I think I think that he his style of play. He's incredibly athletic and he's extremely offensively motivated. I haven't watched enough of him to know how serious the allegations that he just benefits so much from foul calls. That's the biggest thing, that he just gets so many foul calls. And I know that that's similar to what Harden went through, and they changed the rules a little bit to say you can't, intentionally bump into the guy and then claim foul, then shoot and then get fouled in the act of shooting when you're the one initiating the contact. I didn't see a whole lot of that, but I will say this: I was rooting for Indiana in the playoffs because I just felt that they were such a great Cinderella story. Not because I had any love for any of them. I think Therese Halliburton is much maligned. People don't really consider him to be in that upper echelon of point guard. I think he got there this year, and then sadly, loses all next year in the process. But again, this goes back to let's return back to the motif that's continuing through. Get off my lawn. People are like, oh well, Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time, and I'm like, yeah, but he's not really a point guard. He's a combo guard at this point here. I can't look at Steph Curry and compare him to Magic and say, oh, one's better than the other, because they play different roles in their team's success. If you want to say the best guard of all time, well, then Steph is probably a better guard than Magic, but a point guard's role is to facilitate. At least that's what it was. Now it's not. Now, who's the point guard on Denver? I'll give you a clue. It ain't Jamal Murray. It's Nikola Jokic. That's who the point guard is technically. I mean, that's so. Once again, the concept of the metrics we use to measure excellence have shifted so drastically. Like people are like, oh, Kyrie Irving's a great point guard. Kyrie Irving averages 5 assists a game for his career. He's a great scorer, but he's not facilitating the offense. He is the offense. So it's which is what makes Luka Doncic's success in Dallas with him so much more astounding, because Luka was able to still keep his numbers up high and not diminish Kyrie's numbers across the board. But Luka just has someone else to pass to. So
I'm curious what you felt about the Durant trade. Durant going to Houston. More so from the Houston side than the Phoenix side. Just the fact that Houston was building around young talent and then decided to get rid of some of the talent for a 37-year-old guy with an Achilles history.
Well, exactly. That's the problem, right? And here's the thing that you have to that always comes into consideration, right? And I don't know where they fall in this arena, but as a basketball team, you have two objectives. The first is to win games, and the second is to put fans in seats. And those two don't always align, unfortunately. Now, is Durant going to bring some fans in seats? Almost certainly, yes. And again, I think they look at LeBron and say, well, LeBron's still performing phenomenally at 40. No reason Durant can't as well. And it's not like he's just fresh off the Achilles issue per se. He's recovered pretty well from that so far, and he's done well this year. So I don't think that's an issue as much. If they're looking at him potentially being a mentor to some younger talent, maybe so. That could be okay. I don't think it. I still don't think Houston. I still think the road to the West is going through Minnesota, still Oklahoma City, still Denver. I mean, there's a number of maybe even Golden State, depending on what they do this offseason, certainly. But I mean, those are the teams that I'm still thinking you're competing with. You're still a notch below them as Houston, even with Durant or without Durant. You're still there. So only one team can win every year. Obviously, that's the thing. I don't think it's an East team.
How did you feel about the Lakers adding DeAndre Ayton?
They needed height. They gave that up when they lost AD, obviously, and that hurt them. And the Lakers were another team I should put in there because I'm not a LeBron fan. I won't say that. I'm a LeBron admirer. I think he's a great player. I strongly resent the implication that he is the greatest player of all time. I also think it's unfair. It's also unfair to compare him to Jordan. They play different positions. The closest we've ever seen to Jordan was Kobe. And I actually put Kobe number 2 because of the mentality and such. And the best comparison to LeBron is Magic. An oversized, power forward body with phenomenal court vision.
He's trying to facilitate the offense. Doesn't necessarily want the last shot.
Doesn't necessarily want the last shot, and is always happy to see a basket get made. Again, the nature of today's game, you got to cry about every single foul and stuff like that. That just diminishes everyone's legacy.
He's good at that.
He is, but so is everybody else in the league. Like I'm saying, he's not doing anything that no one else is doing. So it's like I can't hate on him for that when everybody does it. But I think that the thing that showed in the playoffs was he desperately needed. You can't rely on Luka to be your best rebounder. It's that simple. And although they had some decent players, I think Ayton, I think Ayton went into Phoenix as like, okay, you're going to be the savior. And then he never was. And Booker just became more and more important to them, and that's fine. And then this past year, obviously, with the three-headed monster that never really existed and never really happened, and
Bradley Beal couldn't get on the floor,
right? But and who knows if he could or he couldn't? I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's always that allegation of like, was he going to be able to play? Was he not? Did he not want to play? Where is that? It's these kind of things here, and it's just different mentality today. But I think Ayton going to LA where he'll have a significantly reduced role as far as being required to be offensively oriented, and will just be that bigger guy in the middle. He could be okay. I mean, he's not top of the class at all. I'd rather have seen. I mean, that there are many better players at his position that aren't even in the upper echelon. Domantas Sabonis is just a significant, phenomenal version of him. But I mean, I think that it's not a bad move for the Lakers to have him because of that. I think that they needed size desperately. That came out clearly there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest thing is the rim protection.
Yep.
Because like offensively, he's going to be like a fourth option probably behind Reeves even.
I would agree. Yeah. Well, now the question is, can Reeves and Doncic and James all exist in the same team and thrive?
Reeves is playing for money too because he just turned down a deal. So
and then throw Bronny into that mix. I couldn't even say that without laughing. Okay, but yeah, I mean that's yeah.
I just saw something yesterday on ESPN. It was one of the options, and it said epic showdown between Cooper Flag and Bronny, and I was like, what?
Ridiculous.
What a manufactured.
Well, 100%. Oh, yeah, exactly.
And like one guy had like I think Flag had 15 points in a summer
but on
league
terrible shooting.
Yeah,
he got like 4 of 21 or 6 of 25 of 21. I think it was. He had
a much better day yesterday against the Spurs. He went for 31 in the matchup with Flag and Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper's summer league debut was yesterday.
But again, this is all summer league.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised to see Cooper Flag. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cooper Flag not get 31 points in 2 consecutive games this season. I wouldn't be. Like, that wouldn't surprise me. He's still got Kyrie on that team, and that means he's not seeing the ball through a pass. And they still got Klay Thompson, and the 3-point shooting is important. So still got AD coming back. So
offensively, I'm kind of expecting numbers almost like, and they're very different players, obviously, but like what Wembanyama did as a rookie, where one night he'd have 5 points and you'd be like, oh, is this guy for real? And then one night he'd have 35 and you'd be like, oh, he's showing flashes.
I don't think he'll get 35. I don't think you'll see 35 from Flag. I mean, maybe I could be totally wrong, but I mean, I think that there's too many options there that are proven. Whereas Wemby came in and they were like, "This is your team now.
Right.
This is you. You are going to be everything we do. We're all going to run through you. You have. Oh, by the way, supporting cast. Check out the beer vendor on the second level because he's your second option. Like that's literally where he was.
Flag's a clear number 3.
Well, you put him above Thompson.
What's that?
You put him above Klay Thompson
at this point in Thompson's career. I do.
I would too.
AD and Kyrie, and Klay's kind of playing on old legs at this point.
I agree with that, but I mean, I don't know that he's going to be number 3 out of the gate. I think Klay will still be number 3 out of the gate because you trust him. I mean, so 31 in summer league it's fine, but.
I feel like Flag will be number 3 by Christmas, if not sooner, though.
Sure, I can see that. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Actually, it'll probably be number 2 because by Christmas, either one of those 3 will be pretty much down for the year. You're not exactly picking the healthiest crew to set up with. So like by Christmas, one of them will be out. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've got to the point in the show. We are an hour in, and if we don't talk about the NFL, we're going to get fined. So the FCC was just in one of my ears. So I told Chris about this earlier that we have these like little mini rankings, and for the first 3 positions, our 1 and 2 matched 1 and 2. I don't think we're going to have a difference here either. I think our 1 and 2 are pretty clear. So today we're going to stay on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to talk about edge rushers. Last week we did interior defensive linemen. Today we're going edge. Tim, what is your list written on today?
I used actual notebook this time.
Oh, look at that! You have a notebook. Excellent.
But I do have a PP&L bill on my table, so that'll probably be next week's list.
Good. That's excellent. So, I mean, I don't think there's going to be a lot of difference of opinion at 1 and 2. Chris, how much edge rushing do you know?
The edging I know isn't really safe for work, so let's not go there.
Not safe.
Okay, yeah, let's leave me out of this one. That's fine.
There you go. Your number 1 off the corner rusher.
We can say it together. It's Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, sure.
Yeah.
If we're
going to be a Hall of
starting
Famer.
Defense, that's. Although I don't think he made your team when we started our teams. I think. We drafted people to start an NFL team with today.
Oh yeah.
And I think you had Garrett.
Yeah.
Which was an absolute slam dunk pick. I don't think the number 2 guy is a big surprise either.
I might surprise you actually.
Oh, excellent! Then give me your number 2.
I went with Micah Parsons.
Okay. That is a surprise.
Because he wants to get paid.
Primarily because he was hurt. That's why he didn't make my list, because of his injury. He's coming off an injury. But
sure.
the motivation to get a paycheck, that's not a problem. My guy is my number 2, also wants to get paid. And they just got news in Pittsburgh that was good news that he wasn't going to hold out this year. And I'm taking TJ Watt.
Sure.
And I think he made my team when we drafted our guys. The Watt name carries just a modicum of fear among NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, so, and he's my number 3, just because. 3. I mean, the forced fumbles alone, he's a turnover machine. He's what's he, 30 now? So he's going to be starting to decline a little bit, but he's still at the tail end of his prime. I mean, him and Mike are, I feel pretty, other than age, pretty equivalent.
Yeah. I listed, so Micah was on he's hurt. Same thing with Nick Bosa and Aiden Hutchinson. Both of them were hurt.
Yeah.
Hutchinson might have been.
Hutchinson is like my number 4.
Yeah.
Just because of the injury.
I went with one of the corner rushers in Houston because they had 2 really scary ones. I went Will Anderson Jr. simply because he's 23 and Dan Hunter's 30. I went with youth.
Well, I'll tell you, and I don't think enough people nationally talk about Trey Hendrickson in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Who's another monster, but he flies very under the radar because that defense is absolute poo-poo.
One of the reasons I had Cincinnati winning 15 games last year. That didn't work out so well.
That's still 15-2.
ESPN put out their list of top edge rushers yesterday, and you guys named like literally the top 7 in your conversations. Their top edge rushers, just so you know, went Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons in this order. Max Crosby was number 4 for them.
Yeah, Crosby's a good one.
Nick Bosa, Trey Hendrickson, Aiden Hutchinson, Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, and then Jared Verse was their top. That was their top 10.
Yeah.
Jared Verse from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
There you go. Yeah. Young as well as ever.
Where did he go to high school, Tim?
He went to Central Columbia. Actually, I covered him in high school.
Oh.
And he was, as a teenager, such a great kid. Even now he seems like very happy-go-lucky and just a great dude.
Let's get him on the show.
I'll reach out to his people.
Do that. I mean, I got this guy. You know.
Yeah. Me and the top 10 edge rusher in the NFL, exactly on par. 100% right there. What a guess.
You're the second biggest basketball figure from Hamilton.
There you go. Fair enough. Actually,
It's kind of a big deal here. So we are at a quick part of the show. So not a ton of in-depth knowledge here, and sometimes it's just what's on my mind. Tim, you're going to get 7 at bats here as we do quick hitters. Are you ready?
I am always ready for a good quick hitter.
I am going to kill names here. Iga Swiatek dominates Amanda Anisimova to win the women's Wimbledon final yesterday, needing just 57 minutes to earn her first Wimbledon title, 6th major championship in what's known as a double bagel. Amanda Anisimova does not score a point in the finals. If you're Amanda Anisimova, you're not even supposed to be there. She upset the number 1 seed. Tim, how do you feel if you upset the number 1 seed but then don't get a point in the final?
I've been distracted ever since you said bagel. But look, she's playing with house money, like you said. I mean, people will remember the run to the final, and the loss will be forgotten.
There you go. Number 2, Caitlin Clark. Your girl's back in the lineup for the Indiana Fever. They got a big win over the Atlanta Dream. Fever's back at 500 now. It's her second game since coming back from an injury. She's 9 for 29 from the field, though. Tim, how long do you think it takes her to get back into some kind of form where she's shooting the ball?
It's tough to say because it's for a shooter, when you can't trust your legs, it's so tricky. Between the calf and the groin, I think she just has to get confidence that her legs are back. There's no real timetable.
Chris, you're shaking your head. Go ahead.
No, I do agree with that. Like, I think that look, the entire WNBA had, despite their protestations, every team has changed its defensive stance when they play the Fever to pretty much take her out of the game for 2 reasons. 1, because she is that dangerous, and 2, because it reinforces their position she's not that good, even though we all know that's not the case. So with that in mind, what's happened with the Fever, look, they won games without her in the lineup. You've seen Kelsey Mitchell balloon up in ability to play. Sophie Cunningham has – yeah, Aaliyah Boston, but she was a rookie of the year. Like, you expect that from her. She's getting that point now, right? But Sophie Cunningham pulling out 15, 16 points. Lexi Hull getting points. So, again, basketball, if you dominate your defense on one player, other players that are talented are going to score points. I get the sense from Caitlin, I've never talked to her, but every interview I've seen with her, every conversation I've ever seen, that she is fine with just winning. She doesn't need to prove anything. I think she's come a long way. I remember watching video of her in high school when she'd go to gyms and they were chanting overrated at her, and she would respond by scoring like 51 points. Or she enjoyed that. She likes playing the heel in those cases. But I think now at the pro level, when she realized the difference between her and other players isn't that significant, like in high school, she was way above the average player. Now she's not that much above. I still think she's going to go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time in women's basketball. But she's not like so far above that she can taunt people at this point. And she's also seen, unfortunately, from the refs, like they're going to let her get hit.
Punching bag.
Yeah, they're going to let her get hit, and so she can't. She and again, to her credit, she doesn't want to become LeBron, so she's just going to keep powering through it, and she's going to lead the league in assists every year of her career. Like that's a given because her court vision is amazing, amazing.
It's funny how everyone thinks of her as, oh, that's the lady who hits the logo threes, and it's like, no, she is the Magic Johnson of women's basketball. Like
100%. Yeah, I am.
She is Steph Curry and Magic Johnson.
Yes, like, I am more impressed with her court vision than her shooting. 100%. And she's 9 of 29. Exactly.
We'll keep with Clark in the WNBA for number 3. So Clark and Minnesota Lynx forward Nafisa Collier are the team captains for the All-Star team. Yeah. Did you see how the draft went, Tim?
No, I knew they were picking this week, but I didn't see.
So
as much as I like the All-Star game, I don't like the extracurricular stuff as much.
Yeah. Gotcha. Asia Wilson was the 5th overall pick. Just letting you know, because they went with some of their friends, their teammates. I think Clark drafted her teammate first. I think that was a smart political move, but.
And that's why I don't care about it. Like Jokic is typically the last pick when they would do like NBA, captains picking teams, and he's the best player in the world.
That's right. I agree.
All right, number 4.
I think that the key with that, and I wonder how much of it was also oriented by networks, because you'll notice that on Nafisa Collier's team is Angel Reese, so she's not on Caitlin's team, and Paige Beckers. Who fundamentally, and with fairness, Caitlin had a choice to take Paige, and she said, I'm not going to take Paige. Not because I don't like her. I think they were friends growing up. I mean, the problem, but we all know the story that Gino didn't recruit Caitlin because he had Paige. So she's always like, if she had a chip on her shoulders, it would be understandable. But she said, I already have Sabrina Ionescu, so I don't need another point guard. And she's right. But now, how much of that was set up by the network or urged by the network or prompted, like, hey, we want people to watch this game, and no one's going to care if Caitlin and Paige and Angel are on the same team. We need that villain versus villain matchup, or no one's going to tune in. So you'll see, because if Caitlin goes down before the All-Star game and doesn't play, you'll see like, oh, look, the numbers for this year, 11 people watched. That's awesome. Great. So it's terrible. But
and also Clark plays later today. She's the 1:00 game on ABC, I think.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Fever
so,
Dallas.
That's something for Chris to do later on. Number 4. Now, see, Tim, you're a big All-Star game voter, right? You do your civic duty. I got an email earlier this week saying you could vote on the All-Star Bat Boys. Tim, did you vote for Bat Boy?
I didn't know I could, or I would have.
So shout out to Frankie Boyd of the Detroit Tigers and Adam Crognale of the Philadelphia Phillies, the local guy for us. They are going to be your all-star Bat Boys for whatever that does.
Well, what do you have to do as a Bat Boy to make it to the big stage?
What's that, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, like,
what do you have to do as a Bat Boy?
Go run and get the bat.
Minor league teams use dogs as Bat Boys.
That's minor league shtick.
All
right, here we go. Number 5. Pop culture stuff. With the release of the new Superman movie, some Superman stuff has been popping up on my TikTok feed, including the ending sequence of Superman 2, where Zod and the other Kryptonian criminals are confronting Superman in the Fortress of Solitude, and Lex Luthor tells Zod that the chamber is going to make them human, so don't do that. So they force Superman to go in. Tim, you know what I'm talking about? Are you with me?
I do, yes. And
okay, I don't know if you're familiar with Superman 2. So my question to you, since Superman knew that he reprogrammed the crystals to hurt everyone outside of this chamber, do you think he considered the potential harm for the humans that might have been in there? Like Lois Lane and Lex Luthor are out there along with Zod. Does he not care about the possible repercussions that he's imbuing on them and their bodies?
That's quite a moral quandary. I've never considered that.
Well, no, I'm asking you.
And it makes sense with Lex, but that's pretty callous with Lois.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think?
I wasn't. I think I saw the first Superman. I don't think I watched much after that.
Ah,
I was more of a Marvel guy.
there you go. Well,
Same.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
more
think
Marvel
Superman might not be the hero that we all thought he was.
This Superman's a real jerk.
He is. Just throwing that out there. All right, number 6. I saw this online too, and I looked it up. I don't know if they dated. And Chris, this might be, you might know because you know everything. Did Mariah
Superman and Lois
Carey
Lane?
Jeff-
I can confirm.
did Mariah Carey and Jeff Bezos date? Was that a thing? Because I
don't
couldn't
think
find
so.
anything online.
I don't recall that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was married to Tommy Mottola, and then kind of
Somebody asked
made
her.
the dating thing.
Back to the prompt here. Mariah Carey was asked about Bezos's wedding, and she hit back with, "I wasn't there." Like that's all she's like, 3 words, and that got me to thinking a little bit. Tim, if you were invited to Jeff Bezos's wedding, first off, were you invited?
If I was, my invitation was lost in the mail.
Gotcha. It's under the PP&L bill. So, if you were invited and you were going, what do you bring as a gift? What do you get that guy?
I'm going to take the hard line. I'm with Mariah. I would not go out of principle. I thought the wedding was an obscenity.
Well, even if it's a regular wedding, it's not a $60 million trip to.
Oh, okay.
Vienna. What are you getting that
Place
guy?
setting makes a nice gift.
Candlesticks.
Jelly the Month Club.
Amazon gift card.
I was gonna go Amazon gift card because
Exactly. Yeah. For like $20. See what you can get.
25. You gotta give him a cord. All right,
Tesla
last one.
stock. I don't know.
This is money too, and I just saw this today during Morning Glory. I saw a picture that said if Mr. Beast offered you $15,000 to not watch a single second of the upcoming NFL season, would you do it?
For $15,000?
$15,000.
No.
I think it's a little light myself. So the question is, what's your floor? What would the lowest number that Mr. Beast could offer you to not watch a single live or highlight video? Like all you can do is look at box scores in the final.
I can watch high school and college?
Yeah.
Probably starts at 6 figures then.
Okay. Chris? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would do it for 50, 55. I mean, I do like NFL football, but in all honesty, by the time you get around to October, November, the NBA start up again, college basketball start up again. That always dominates my viewing anyway. And then that frees up my Sundays. I would do a 50, 55. I think that would be bad.
I went for $2 million. But that's just, I mean, I could not work ever again for $2 million. But 15,000, yeah, that's
low.
Light work, I think.
Maybe.
No,
15,000 is not enough, right? I agree, but I would do 50 because that's basically, that's like a half a year's salary in some ways, and you're just sitting there.
I do like
to not do something,
and the Super Bowl. So
I do too, but it's only for 1 year, not for the rest of your life. It's for a year.
Yeah,
so that's fine.
Can I still follow developments?
I'll find something
like see how the Eagles are doing. Not watch the games, but I can follow the standings.
I garnered that you could look at box scores.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He said you could look at box scores. You could still see what the box scores are. You could read about it. You could read articles.
I would probably settle in the 6 figures, but I'd shoot for $2 million. That's what I'd go for.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Real draft time. This is the actual soup and meatball draft. Tim, what are we drafting today?
So the WNBA announced recently that they are adding a franchise in Philadelphia. So I thought it would be fun for us to come up with some possible names for this new Philadelphia basketball franchise.
So here we go. We have Chris, we do this every week, the famous American Documents playing card set. We learn a little bit here on Soup and Meatballs. So, Tim, I need a number and a color.
I'm going to go 6 red.
3, 4, 5. Here's number 6. Wow. It is Brown versus the Board of Education.
Oh, big one this
1954. And you got yourself the 3 of hearts.
All right.
So I got the first pick in the home run derby draft. It is only fair that you get the first pick in rebranding the Philadelphia WNBA team. And I will tell you, most of mine are pretty stupid. So
most of mine are also
I don't think we're gonna duplicate much.
Well, I can tell you. So for number one, I'm just going to take it right away. So it's a pretty popular choice I've seen other places. I'm going with the Liberty Bells, but like bell of the ball.
So people are talking about that?
I've seen it a few places.
Okay, so I mean, I made it a point to not look at. This is me trying my best to not Google any of it or Chat GPT it, and bells were actually my number 2.
Okay,
because that makes sense. Oh wow, you got to think of like what their uniforms would look like. Do we have colors for them yet? Is that a thing?
I don't think they've gotten that far.
Okay.
But I'd imagine red, white, and blue, maybe.
Or some variation thereof. So I'm going to go somewhat in the same vein, kind of in like the Liberty type of world. I don't know if this is actually. So here's another thing. I might come up with a team name that exists. I know the New York Liberty are a thing, so I'm not going to give them that. But I'm going to say the Philadelphia Independence, based on Independence Hall.
Okay, that's a strong one.
I don't know if that's a thing. So, Chris, you could fact check me. You could be stat boy. Like, sorry, dumbass. That's a baseball team in AAA somewhere. So,
look, we have, for a while we had 2 St. Louis Cardinals. I mean.
Okay, yeah. But I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can have the Philadelphia Liberty.
Right, yeah, we can't double up
another.
another.
That works with New York with the Statue of Liberty, so.
So I'm going food related for my next one. Okay. I'm going with the Philadelphia Whiz-Wits. The rest of the country will be like the Whiz-Wits. What's Whiz-Wit?
That's okay. So now I'm in trouble because Philadelphia Whiz was actually my number 3 pick. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be Googling random nouns here in about a second. No. You said whiz with?
Whiz-wit. Yeah, you're getting the whiz with the onions.
I just said whiz. So I'm not going to take it, but yeah, that's a cool. I pictured the jersey with like a gooey thing, like a yellowish, grotesque,
and like a pile of onions, like under the number or something like that.
I love it. So mine, I think you're gonna like this because it works. I will say that we could call the female team from Philadelphia the Special, so you could have the Philly Specials.
Oh, I love that. I love it. And the logo could just be the X's and O's of the actual Philly.
I wasn't thinking that far, but sure.
Now that I'm looking at what I wrote here, a lot of these are food-based. Based on like the bagel and everything. I might just be hungry.
And actually, where I got Special from originally, it's one of the favorite drinks of Philadelphia. It's a shot of whiskey paired with a can of beer. So like up in Hazelton, when we had a shot in a beer, they call that the Special in Philadelphia. So there you go.
So my number 3, again, like I said, food related. What about the Philadelphia Scrapplers?
Ooh, is Scrapple big in Philadelphia?
It's a Pennsylvania thing.
It's
Philly-ish
big enough.
thing.
I thought that was more like Amish country and coal country.
I mean, you can get Scrapple in Philly. Like people in Philly know it. It's not as big as like a Philly cheesesteak.
There you go. Well, so the Scrapplers, the Scrapple, for those of you who may not understand what Scrapple is. So you know how they make hot dogs?
Everything that's not good enough to be in the hot dog.
Everything that's not in a hot dog goes in Scrapple. And
it's like floor sweepings, and
they can put syrup on it then.
Teeth.
Oh, there's definite teeth in there. So my number 3, then I'm going to go with a food related thing, which is also a cocktail. Philadelphia is known for several signature drinks. A classic pre-prohibition drink with gin, lemon juice, raspberry syrup, and egg white was called the Clover Club cocktail. So I will call my team the Philadelphia Clover.
All right. And now that's one almost like Guardians, like when Cleveland changed to the Guardians, and they like had to explain the regional significance.
Yeah, I think with a lot of what I'm doing, there's going to be some explanation involved.
Well, like someone in Oregon's going to be like, "What's a whiz-wit?"
Yeah.
So I'm going again pretty regional here. What about the Philadelphia Skooks?
Ooh, I like that.
Skooks.
I like that. That is so for. I mean, how do you spell that? SKO.
I believe it's SKOOK. It's like the regional, like the colloquial for Skookle.
And so that's where the name originates, from Schuylkill County.
But then, like, you have like the Schuylkill Expressway in Philly.
I like that. So
The river.
my number 4. I don't know why I came up with this. I think I was thinking of, like, there seems to be a lot of teams that no longer end in S, and I think of playing with Maria, and she has a bunch of unicorns. In the He-Man universe, She-Ra had a unicorn called Swiftwind. So I was gonna name my team the Philadelphia Swiftwind. That was the last name I had listed after Independence, Bells, Whiz, Clover, and Special.
Yeah.
So Swiftwind, and that's just I think it's a cool logo that you can sell to kids.
Yeah.
I need a mascot, which is going to be that unicorn, and I'm going to sell plush dolls to kids.
Okay. I'm going to go sort of inspired by St. John's. We're going to call them the Johnnies, but JAWNIES, the Philadelphia Johnnies.
JAW.
Like you know how Philly, like John is like a word for everything? Yeah, it would be the Johnnies.
I like that. That fits. Now, since I'm out of names, I'm out of lists, I have cheated. I'm being open about
two more if you want to steal one of mine.
No. I went to ChatGPT and said, give me 100 random nouns. And some of them would work, I think. I think that I like this one, just based on colors. If we're going red, white, and blue, because there's an all-American aspect in my head to the Harlem Globetrotters. So one of the random nouns they came up with, matter of fact, it was number 93 on their list, was globe. So we'll call it the Philadelphia Globe.
Okay.
I think that's dumb, but again, I needed help. This was hard.
The other two I had were the Tasty Cakes, but that might be a little like overly sexual or objectifying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Tasty Cake's a Philadelphia food product. That's what I was thinking. But then I was like, oh, that could be problematic. And then the Wawa Warriors.
Oh, you see, that's them fighting words, I guess, for the sheets, Shivas, or what do they have out west? Rudders. We have Rudders.
I've never been to a Rudders.
You've never been to a Rudders? We have Rudders right down the street. Not bad. It's not sheets, but yeah. So
I've never been to a Wawa. I've only ever been to Sheets.
Wow, you should
That's
really
my
get
personal confession.
That's
So I just
our
thought one.
top 5 this week is top 5 gas stations Tim hasn't been to.
I just thought of one as well, by the way, for the WNBA.
Right. Chris was hopping in.
And this is rough because in today's world, I don't want to go down a political path here at all, but anything that references politics in some ways is questionable as a team name. But this is actually a legitimate answer because it also pays homage to Hall & Oates, which came out of Philadelphia originally.
Yeah, Blue-Eyed Soul.
right? So call the team the Philadelphia Freedom, which is a name of a Hall & Oates song from before they were big, but spell freedom Phreedom. Right. Philadelphia Freedom.
Elton John song?
Yeah, it is. It's also yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Elton John too. Yeah, I think they had that. So yeah, that's the kind of
that's the music in my head right now.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Maybe Hall & Oates was. Maybe it wasn't Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates did not. Fall in Philadelphia was their song. But either way, they're still in that. They had a song of Philadelphia, Fall in Philadelphia, but Philadelphia Freedom. Problem is that in today's world, that becomes all sorts of politically charged with freedom. Same reason that the New York Liberty could be that same thing as well. So, but
I like your PH thing though.
Oh, absolutely, it has to be that. Has to be that way. Yes.
Or I just thought of it. This is really bad, Tim. When I was in TV, I used to cover the Marion basketball team, and they were the Marion Phillies. So you could have the Philadelphia Phillies, but spell it with an F.
Oh, okay. That might be worse than Tasty Cakes.
Yeah, I mean,
it might be.
Tasty Cakes is wrong for a number of different reasons.
No, it'd be the same reason for the Phillies. Same exact reason there.
All right, so top 5 time, and I don't. Maybe you didn't know. I don't know if Tim follows this guy's music a lot. Chris, I'm not sure if you do at all. But Ozzy Osbourne has been battling Parkinson's for a rather long time. And last week, it was last Saturday actually, Ozzy and Black Sabbath reunited for an event called Back to the Beginning. And 5.8 million fans live streamed the show, while 40,000 or so fans saw the concert live in Birmingham's Villa Park, which is the hometown of the heavy metal band. It was the first time Black Sabbath performed together in 20 years. And this is the best part for me, from what I heard. Ozzy stopped taking prescription painkillers weeks before the concert so that he could sing sober. And on top of that, the concert raised $190 million, and every penny Ozzy donated to a group called Cure Parkinson's, the Birmingham Children's Hospital, and Acorn Children's Hospice. So he received $0 from this. If you haven't seen it, you should try to check out some of Ozzy's portion of the concert, because oh my goodness, I didn't grow up a massive Ozzy fan, but we came up with a top 5 list of our favorite Ozzy songs in memory of that. And of course, you can include Black Sabbath in there because of Bloody Course You Can. And I have a ranked list that I have. So and my number 1 is it's my number 2 that you may not have heard of. But I'm going to start with my number 5. It's one of his classics, and it sounds like he's screaming and crying out. Mr. Crowley.
Now, I have to confess that I'm not like a huge Ozzy guy. So I did kind of combine Ozzy and Black Sabbath.
Oh, so did I.
And it's going to be a lot of hits, not a lot of.
It's the same here. I mean, it's chalk here. It's one seeds all throughout the Final Four.
Yeah. So my number 5 is maybe like the first song of his I was ever really familiar with, "Mama, I'm Coming Home."
Okay. That's my number 1.
Okay. So for number 1, I actually went Black Sabbath, but we'll get.
Oh, there you go. So if you don't see anything else, I might have the link. I'll send it to you on TikTok. Somebody actually posted the entire song of "Mama, I'm Coming Home" from his concert, Back to the Beginning, and you see grown men in the audience just crying.
Yeah,
because of how he's singing, what the song meant when he wrote it, and maybe like the double meaning now as he's fighting Parkinson's. He obviously doesn't have a ton of time left, but that was one of the first songs I heard. It got a lot of radio play.
Yeah, and when did that? Was that late 80s? Was that 88, 89?
I want to say it's early 90s.
In that area, though, yeah, sure.
I didn't write that part down. "Mama, I'm Coming Home" was on. It's 1991.
Yeah, okay, close enough. Yeah, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, exactly. That time.
We would have heard it at like a 7th grade, like a Greeby dance.
Yeah. So that's a heavy hitter coming out for you, number 5. Like I said, that's my number 1. So What's your number 4 or your next one?
So this is one where it's not so much the song as the video. Like I remember thinking the video was so funny. Bark at the Moon.
Okay.
with him as like a mad scientist. Like
that's right.
It's like super cheesy and funny, but like tongue in cheek. So I've got that one number 4.
I got you. That's a good pick. It didn't make my list. My number 4 was the one of the singles off this album of the same name. I'm going to go with No More Tears.
I don't know if I know that one.
I can give you a solid 8 seconds of it before we get fined.
That's what she said.
Come on now. No more tears. Boom. And I don't know if you can hear it through the microphone now. Can you hear it?
Yeah, but I don't think I know that.
Gives you something to look up today before the
go.
WNBA game at 1.
So now, I mean, my top 3 are all going to be, just heavy hitters because
Sure.
number 3 is going to be Crazy Train.
Crazy Train, that absolutely, it makes total sense. Crazy Train probably would have made it would have been number 6 for me. The beginning of it. Do you remember when I asked you, could you give me a list of songs with the best intros? You remember that? I made a ranking. I made a whole spreadsheet I sent you.
Oh yeah.
My analysis of intros. Crazy Train is right up there. Like,
Yeah.
oh, man.
Yeah, good pump up music. Good if you're running in from the bullpen.
Yeah. That's a heavyweight thing. And really, the only reason it didn't make my list, it was between that and Mr. Crowley. My number 3, I actually heard, I might have sent you this, a There I Ruined It video where they had John Denver singing the lyrics. It's War Pigs.
That's my number 1.
There you go. I mean, because I heard the There I Ruined It version, I'm like, I'm going to listen to the Aussie version again. And it's what they're singing about topically and things of that nature. That's War Pigs was my number 3. It's your number 1. Amazing.
Yeah, and just even like the structure to the song, like the fast and slow and fast and slow. It's like a very Nirvana or Pixies kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just a really good, really interesting song. Lyrically, really well written.
So you have 1 left or 2 left?
I'm going to tell you guys real quick here that the funny thing is, there are 2 Black Sabbath songs. I'm not a big Ozzy fan, but there are 2 Black Sabbath songs left that I would think would have made your top 5, and you each have room for only 1. So I'm curious which ones didn't make your list.
My last one is not a Sabbath song, and it's more. Well, we'll get.
Okay, so you're missing 2 of them completely. Okay, yeah.
My leftover is Paranoid.
So Paranoid is probably one of the ones
That's one of
thinking
them.
of.
It was. Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely fair. Was that your number 2, I guess?
Yeah, that was my number 2, and War Pigs was my 1.
Yeah, so my number 2 is a song I'm sure neither one of you have heard of, but for me, music will always put me in a different place. So this song is something that I remember from 2020, which is not a place anybody wants to go back to, but I can remember doom scrolling through Facebook videos, and I saw the video for this. The song is called "Ordinary Man," and it's from a 2020 release. And Ozzy is sitting in a movie theater watching like a video of his life, like old highlights of when like Sabbath just started and like his weird lunatic days. And he's sitting there, kind of, it's like a reflective song. And I'm going to read you some of the lyrics here. Many times I've lost control. They tried to kill my rock and roll. Just remember, I'm still here for you. I don't want to say goodbye, but when I do, you'll be all right. After all, I did it all for you. And I thought to myself, holy shit, this is just, this is reflective Ozzy. This is not bite the head off a bat Ozzy. And it made me think of like, why I became a teacher almost. You know, they didn't try to kill my rock and roll, but I'm still here for you. And I don't want to say goodbye, but when I do, it'll be all right.
Isn't it kind of funny to think that the guy who bit the head off of bats is now like the world's grandpa?
Yeah. So, but like again, like in my head, like whenever I hear that song, that's me doom scrolling, but it kind of puts me at a place like this is why I decided to do what I did with my life, kind of sort of, and getting that from Ozzy Osbourne is really, really strange. But so no Black Sabbath. Chris,
I'm gonna have to seek that one out.
Yeah, I'll send you the names of like my list so you can listen to them. I've heard yours because they're the hits.
Yeah,
I saw somebody on TikTok saying what we should do is everybody should get on Spotify and just stream Ozzy 24/7 so that we can put him at number one before he goes. I don't think Ozzy cares about that, but
probably.
There's our top five, and
so the one I thought you guys, neither one of you mentioned Iron Man. I was surprised
Iron Man.
that one that didn't make that list. Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of. Like I'm like, oh, there's 2 songs left of. I have a very limited scope of Black Sabbath and Ozzy knowledge, but that's another one I knew was a hit. And
sure.
So, yeah, maybe it was number 6 or something on someone's list. That's fine, but still.
Well, there you go. Well, I'll tell you what. This is the part of the show now, Chris, where I quiz Tim because he knows a lot about a lot. You're kind of the same way, though. So,
being journalism majors,
what I have here, I have 3 questions and a list. So, Tim, I'm going to give you 1 question.
Okay.
Chris, I'm going to give you 1 question, and then for the list, Tim, you got the list, but you can use Chris as a phone a friend once.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
All right. So I have 3 questions. Tim, do you want question 1, 2, or 3? They're not ranked in any difficulty order. They're just
okay. Question 3.
Question number 3. I think this is probably going to be. All right, hold on. I don't need Windows security. We're good. Okay, I think this is probably the easiest question of them all because there's no time limit involved.
Okay.
Who was the winner of the first ever home run derby at an All-Star game? When it was held
first
at the
ever
All-Star
home run
game.
derby. All-Star game.
All-Star weekend.
Was it Ryan Sandberg?
It was not Ryan Sandberg. Chris, you want to pop in? You could steal.
God, Reggie Jackson.
It was not Reggie Jackson. Tim, you're back in.
I'm trying to think what year it would have been.
That's
1985. I'll tell you, it was 1985.
85 was the first one? Okay.
Yep.
But
According to Wikipedia. I was alive, but I wasn't watching.
I'll guess Mike Schmidt.
It's not Mike Schmidt. Chris, last chance.
Last chance. 1985. Dave Kingman.
You got the first name right. Dave Parker.
That was my other choice. Dave Parker or Dave Kingman. I was close. One of those 2 I was thinking of. Yep. Okay.
There you
All
go.
right.
All right.
Cool.
Chris.
A little bit later for Parker than I thought because it was, but he was to the 8th at that point, right? Yeah, that was after Cincy.
He was Cincinnati.
He was okay, yeah. So Cincy. Okay, all righty.
All right, Chris, you get your choice, 1 or 2.
Go with 1.
1 comes along with a 30-second time limit.
Of course it does. Sure.
And you can only have 1 wrong answer. So
gosh, okay.
You got to think before you talk.
In Australian rules rugby.
I'm going to give you 32 seconds. No, it's a Major League question. Major League Baseball.
Okay.
Are you ready, Chris? All right. Which, only in nicknames now, not cities. Which 3 letters appear in 0 Major League Baseball team names? You're not going to see these letters.
Just in the name, not the cities.
In the name. Yeah, you're down to 26 seconds.
X,
Red Sox.
Oh, yep, I'm out.
I gave you 1 strike at 20 seconds.
I got 1 strike. Okay. Z.
Z is correct. That's 1. You have 10 seconds for the other 2.
Oh, geez. Okay. U.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Guardians.
Okay.
Tim, you have any idea?
Q.
Q is definitely one. And can you come up with the other one?
J? No,
No,
Blue
Blue
Jays.
Jays.
Is
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, yeah.
K.
Diamondbacks. No.
Yep.
H.
Nope, it's H is around. That's the source. Trust me, bro. I saw this on TikTok, but I verified it. I actually went through the alphabet and looked. It's a really weird letter.
F.
F.
Yeah. F. I'm just going through and I'm thinking, let me get F. Doesn't have anything.
So, there you go. All right. So both of you, not bad, but Tim, I have one question.
Do we get
left.
number 2 as well, or no? We don't get number 2.
Well, here comes number 2. Yeah, it's back to Tim.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
this is I don't even know how to. I'm going to give you a range, I think. So I saw an article on The Athletic today that said in Major League Baseball, we're on pace for 365 team shutouts, which would be the most in history. Do you know the record current number of team shutouts over a live ball era? The record in the dead ball era is 359, set back in 1915 when there was only 16 teams. So we're looking for the live ball era number of total team shutouts.
Okay. So I'm going to say
I
it's going
think like get within 10. 10 is probably good.
I'm going to guess it's sometime after Rockies Marlins expansion in 93, but pre-steroids. What about 1993?
Okay, we're looking for the year. I'm looking for the actual number of shutouts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The number.
Yeah, I lost track there. What I'm going to say
There's
it's 1993 still, but I'm going to say 291.
291. Okay, Chris, what do you think?
I think it's probably 315.
If we're going Jeopardy rules, and by Jeopardy rules I mean Price is Right, close without going over. Chris is the winner. The actual number in 1972, the full season record is 357.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that far off from the dead ball era. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised it was back in the 70s because there was still more emphasis on making contact. You know, compared to a strikeout where you don't advance the runners. Yeah.
Because that's even before Mariners and Blue Jays expansion in 77.
77. Yep.
But it makes sense that it's before the DH, where you have more pitchers.
Yep. True. Yeah.
Hey, see, look at that.
Not far off from the dead ball area.
Okay. List wise, Tim, you I don't know how many mistakes to give you because this is going to be tough. I'm gonna tell you. I would have a lot of time with this. Over an entire career, including swing offs, who has I want a list. I have the top 11 right now, according to Wikipedia. Who has the most total home runs in home run derby history? Since,
Griffey
I guess,
always did great. Griffey was always great at the Derby.
Ken Griffey Jr. is not in the top 11.
Wow.
Let's go back and forth. We'll go. You think, Chris, total number of home runs in home run derby history?
I'll take the easy one, Abreu. Not the top 11.
No.
Okay.
So
we're talking 40 years, by the way. 40 years.
Which Abreu are you talking about?
Bobby Abreu.
Bobby Abreu. Okay, that's where my head was. But like, is he thinking about like?
You're thinking Jose. It doesn't matter. Neither one of them was there. But now
neither one of them are on the list.
Yeah.
Okay. Tim, back to you.
What about McGuire?
Mark McGuire is not on the list.
I didn't think he ever did a home run derby. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he did one. I know he did one.
See, I don't remember who did the home run derbies. That's the problem.
He did one. He did it at Fenway in '99. I remember.
Yeah. Bryce
Harper, not on the list. Wow.
I'm going to think outside the box, kind of along the Bobby Abreu. I'm going to say Josh Hamilton.
I was thinking
Josh Hamilton. Good guess. Not on the list.
No, I didn't think he was. Rafael Palmeiro.
Not on the list.
I think we can take this logo down, by the way, now.
I put it back up. I'm trying to inspire you.
Yes, you are. You're doing it.
Another guy who does really well. How about Pete Alonso?
Pete Alonso is number 1 on the list. He has 207 career home run derby homers. So we're going to turn him green for Tim. Chris, to you.
Yeah, I'm thinking of who even performed in those home run derbies. Jeff Bagwell.
Jeff Bagwell, not on the list.
No, okay.
Maybe we'll do first to 3.
First
First
one
out of 3. Let's do
you can
best
win,
out of
yeah.
3. If you get 1, you win.
Yeah.
Because you're never getting number 9. Let's get that straight.
How about? Boy, I don't think he did a ton of them though. But what about Frank Thomas?
No, I think largely these numbers are skewed based on the format now too. You guys get
that
more
makes
swing.
more sense. Yeah.
So, Chris, can you get on the board? We're rooting for you.
Yeah. Let's go with Dave Parker.
Dave Parker, no, did not make the list.
What the heck? We'll take a shot. Yeah.
I'll take a current guy who does really well in the Derby. What about Vladdy Jr.?
Vladdy Jr. is number 2 on the list.
Wow,
So
he gave me the little bit to get me comfortable, and then he just went down the line like we're doing number 2, number 3 coming up next. All right,
Chris, I'll give you a clue.
Oh, clues are good.
He's a guy. He's been in 5 derbies. He's played for 2 teams. He did famously much better on one team in the National League than the one team in the American League. And he's pretty good.
That narrows it down to only about 750 players. That's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think I know who you're referring to, though.
He is a good ESPN commercial.
Oh, go ahead. I defer. I'll give it to Tim. Who do you got?
Oh, I thought you might have been referring to Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton.
Giancarlo Stanton is on the list. Not who I was talking about, though, because he
does fit that bill. Yeah,
he does fit that National League and then American League.
Yeah, I don't have any. Tim gets 3. He wins.
Well, okay. So the number 3 guy actually holds the record for the most home runs in a single round with like 48. It's Julio Rodriguez.
Oh wow!
He's only been in 2
years.
derbies.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
He was in 22 and 23. He's got 142 career home runs in the Derby in 2 events. So then number 4, the one I was trying to push Palermo to was Albert Pujols.
I thought about him. I didn't think he'd ever done a Derby, but I don't pay attention to the Derby very much. So there you go. Yeah. Okay.
Ranked 5th, tied with 99 home runs is Dodgers' Jock Peterson, and when he was with the Nationals, Juan Soto. Then number 7, we had a guy do it 3 years in a row, Todd Frazier.
Okay, yeah.
The number 9 guy who, I don't think you guys would have figured out. In one Derby, Randy Arozarena hit 82 home runs.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot of dingers. And then rounding out the top 10 was Prince Fielder.
Oh, sure.
And Tim, there's one guy for the Boston Red Sox who's won the home run derby. Do you know who it is?
Ortiz?
David Ortiz. David Ortiz has 77 dingers in 2004, 2005, 2006, 2010, and 2011. So there it is.
That's a pretty good list, though.
That's not bad. Speaking of lists, this is the part I think Chris is really excited for. I need a pen.
The ending? No, wait, I'm kidding.
No, we're close.
You need a pen?
I need a pen. Shooting. So Tim and I have done this once, and it was kind of fun. So
I don't want to hear about your college exploits.
I have to share. I have to share my screen here, so you guys can see. Come on. All right. Are you guys both now on the Wheel of Destiny?
Yes.
Cool. So what we do, Chris, we're gonna spin the wheel. That's every NBA team right there, and you're gonna build a squad. It's the build your squad section. So because you are our guest, you're gonna get the first spin. Are you ready?
Is it just the 5 positions, or you have bench players too?
Nope, just the 5: point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. And your first pick is going to be from the Houston Rockets.
I'll take, and it's all time or current?
All time.
I'll take Hakeem.
So what that means is Hakeem Olajuwon is off the books for Tim. He can't pick him even if he wants him. All right. So Tim, you're up. And Tim, you're going to start off with the Miami Heat, it looks like.
So now, is it I get this whole person's career,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
not just their time with that franchise?
Correct.
Then I want Shaq.
You want Shaq?
Good point.
That's an interesting rivalry at the 5. All right,
Yeah.
so Chris, you're up. And looks like Oklahoma City.
I don't even think I got to take KD at that point. I got it. How do you not? I would like to hold out for Bird, but I got to take KD. He's certainly
You can always move. You can move KD to the 4 if you
to the
want.
4. I could do that. That's true too. I could move him to the 4, but we'll see what we get.
Yeah,
a lot
we'll
of good
All right.
players in the world.
Tim spin number 2. Oh boy, this is gonna be challenging. Oh no, you got Toronto.
I'll take Kawhi.
I'm smiling over here because every time we do this, you get Kawhi Leonard.
Oh wow. Okay.
A couple weeks ago, we did an AI thing where Tim drafted where he was playing against Star Wars characters, or we drafted Star Wars characters to be on our team, and we put a team of Jedi and Kawhi Leonard up against who chat.
It was like Kareem, Jordan, yeah.
And Kawhi Leonard led the Jedi to a win. So
Of course.
Damn right he did.
So spin number 3 for Chris coming up. Needs a backcourt and a power forward, and you get to pick from the Sacramento King.
I'm going to keep KD at the 3 then in this case. I'm going backcourt only at that point after this pick. I'm going to pick someone who really should have had a better career than he did, but for part of it was, Chris Webber, exactly.
Webber, okay.
Yeah, Tim was mouthing it before I even said it. Yeah, he should have, but because talent-wise, he was right there.
I thought you might have gone the Big O, but here we go.
It's a good point, but I think there's even better point guards than him. And it was tough to not take Sabonis because I think Sabonis is great, but I still think that Denver.
Well, Tim now has the Denver Nuggets, and I just want to let you know Jalen Rose was a Denver Nugget. If you want to go Fab 5.
He's in the same boat I am, though, yeah.
Boy, Denver.
Yeah, the best player from the Denver Nuggets plays the same position that you already have. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take Alex English.
See, that's why I'm going to put him at the 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him
Wow.
at 2.
Yeah, that's why I think, yeah.
Again, you can move him around.
No, I know, but I thought he would play. I would take English too, but he's a 3 in my book. So he's, and you got Kawhi already. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I was thinking Carmelo, English.
Chris, you get Sacramento again.
I mean, I have to take Oscar Robertson at this point.
I would say the Big O is still there.
Yeah, well, exactly, because I'm not taking another front court guy. So I'm not taking the Aaron Fox. So it's going to be.
You're taking Mitch Richmond.
Yeah.
All right, so Tim, you need a point guard and a power forward, unless you do some reshuffling. And
that's
Chris, I can hear him. Oh, it's the wheel of destiny. I'm not doing anything here.
I'll take Giannis.
Yeah, shocking. Wow. Okay.
Well, you could have put Kareem at the 4 and pair him with Shaq. That would
sure, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, Chris, you're looking for a shooting guard in Chicago, I think,
or a point guard. I can move Oscar to.
And there goes Chicago.
I'll take Luka.
I was going to say maybe you're not.
I'll take Luka and Oscar. So I have 2 combo guards in my backcourt. Guys that can get me 10 assists, get me 25 points. Still got Durant, another scorer.
And we'll see if I can get Tim the Lakers here. He needs a point guard. And I think I know where we're going.
I think I know where we're going to.
Detroit.
Oh yeah, give me Zeke.
Yep.
Isaiah Thomas. So we have Isaiah, Alex English, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis, and Shaq going up against Oscar Robertson, Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Chris Webber, and Hakeem Olajuwon. I think that'd be a pretty good matchup.
That is a
You
fun
put that in the. Do you put it at ChatGPT?
Do you want to see a matchup?
I'd love to see that. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious too, actually.
Because I mean, Shaq is certainly dominant, but I think
Olajuwon gave him problems.
Hakeem is tough, and then after Hakeem, I still have Chris Webber, and that's bigger than your Kawhi. Well, Giannis is good too. Giannis is good too, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to see if I can.
I don't know if I'm taking Doncic, Oscar Robertson over Isaiah and Alex English. That's a tough matchup, you know.
I'm trying to find one of our previous
prompts.
Prompts, yeah, and NBA all-time series. That'll work. Okay, so.
Oh, you do a series more than a one gamer?
No. What? I just. Yeah, you're going to use the rules and regulations of the NBA today. Play a series.
Yep.
Or no,
Okay.
We'll play one game.
Yeah, one game. Yeah.
Simulate one game.
One of the things I learned about ChatGPT is that it doesn't do math particularly well.
Gotcha.
So,
Chris, what's your favorite color?
Yellow at this point.
You're the yellow team.
Yeah. So back in when March Madness was beginning, I prompted ChatGPT to simulate a game between the all-time Duke Blue Devils and the all-time North Carolina Tar Heels. You pick the teams, and then give me a full write-up and a full box score. And it did it.
Yeah.
And it came out
This is actually, Chris, you're actually the inspiration for this segment of the show. Because I started doing the same thing then.
Yeah. So, and it came up and said, North Carolina beats Duke 98-88. And it goes through a whole write-up of how they win. And then the box score comes up, and North Carolina scored 98 points, and Duke scored 108. And I'm like, all right. So it just didn't understand because it started with a 1, and it said 9-1. So clearly the 9 is higher than a 1. So it's not – for all the stuff about AI, and as a writer, Tim, because you were a writer as well, I know, so in your career, it's a great inspiration. It is not,
Well,
all right, here we go.
Along those lines, I did a redraft of like 90s NFL, and I was like, knowing what we know about everyone's career, who would get drafted where, and like when I was going through it, I was like, "Where's Randy Moss?" And it was like, "Oh, of course we forgot Randy Moss." I was like, "Where's Marshall Faulk?" It was like, "Oh, of course I forgot." So you do kind of have to stay on top of it a little bit.
Correct. All right, what do we got here?
You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's simulate a one-game epic matchup between two versatile powerhouse squads. A battle of athleticism, IQ, and offensive creativity. All players are in their prime using today's NBA rules.
No rest.
Spacing and defensive 3 seconds. This one was a nail-biter from start to finish. The green team came out flying in transition using Isaiah Thomas's speed and Giannis's rim running to set the tone. The yellow team, however, adjusted quickly, slowing the pace behind Oscar Robertson's control and Luka Doncic's methodical half-court play. Shaq and Hakeem waged a classic battle in the post. Durant got hot in the third quarter, scoring 13 straight points. But Kawhi Leonard came up huge in the fourth, locking down Luka on 2 critical possessions and hitting a dagger corner 3 with 38 seconds left.
He traveled.
The green team a 118-114 win. Highlights for the yellow team. Kevin Durant went for 28. Luka went for 22. On the green team, Shaq went for 26 and 11 boards. Giannis 20 and 10. So
that's close to what we thought.
The low score was Chris Webber.
Right. The weakest link of the 10. Yeah.
ChatGPT really loves Kawhi.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When I saw the second Sacramento come up, I knew I'd lost. I'm like, okay, great. That's the end of it. Yeah. Because it would have, I took Oscar and he's fine, but, just having to deal with that. I was
surprised Tim went Alex English over. He could have had Allen Iverson. He could have had Carmelo.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think Iverson
had Jokic.
Yeah. You could have put Jokic at the 4.
Sure. Exactly. Yeah. I could have Jokic.
Which would have been neat. But
yeah. And Allen Iverson is, but I mean,
it's like, whenever Washington comes up, everybody's like, well, I'm going to take Michael Jordan.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
because you're getting the career, and he had a cup of coffee there.
Yeah,
So
of course. Yeah. Of course.
Well, because
No,
that
that's
happened to me the first time we did this, where Toronto came up from me, and I thought about taking Elijah just for his cup of coffee that he had with the Raptors.
But you took
but you got Kawhi Leonard again.
instead. Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. But he traveled.
You had a really good. You had Mitch Richmond the last time we did this, Tim.
Yeah, I did.
And we had a pretty good team. And we had a pretty good matchup. So
Yeah. Well, as I finished, I'm like Chris Webber is definitely the weak link in this 10, like by far, and he's still not a bad player.
not by far, but
Technically speaking.
Yes. But yeah, next time I ever come on, we should do the same thing with players on those teams all the time, but only using their college play skills. That would be interesting, right? Because now although that would still probably be the same. Actually, I wonder. So Giannis didn't go to college,
right? And a guy like
Kawhi's
JJ Redick, who played for 10 different teams and had a great college career.
Kawhi Leonard had a pretty forgettable college. I mean, altogether.
San Diego State.
Not really amazing. Certainly, Alex English was a decent player. Isaiah had a national championship. Luka didn't play in college. Oscar Robertson was, at Cincinnati.
National Player of the Year. Yeah.
Weber, fantastic. Durant, fantastic. Hakeem never got close to what he was going to become in the NBA. He still had a good year, but not like.
So you also have to gauge it. Like, are you basing it on like longevity? Because in that case, I mean, Kevin Durant did not have the same level of career as like a.
I'm basing it on their stats in college. Yeah. So the nature of it now is that, but it also eliminates Kevin Garnett, LeBron James, because he couldn't be picked. I thought
I love that Tim went Shaq for Miami instead of
LeBron. I thought he was definitely taking LeBron, but yeah. It's funny to think about, but like coming into college, Hakeem Olajuwon was the third-rated center in that class. Hakeem was 3, Patrick Ewing was 2, and Sam Bowie was number 1.
Well, yeah, because Olajuwon, he picked up the game when he was 17 in Lagos.
Yeah, and Sam Bowie was fundamentally. I won't say he's as good as Jokic is today, but he was going to be that first stretch 5 that he could shoot the threes. Although threes weren't a big thing back then, but he had a good outside shot. He was a decent passer or an aggressive rebounder. Anyway, I talked about how Greg Oden was the biggest loss. No, go back to Sam Bowie, who was better than Greg Oden and still managed to get a cup of coffee. I mean, he played, 10, 12 years, averaged 17 at one point for the Nets, but nowhere near the dominance they thought he was going to be. He was definitely impressive. So yeah, I could talk basketball all day. Max is already over here like, all right, I'm tapping out.
We've actually come to the part of the show now where Tim and I now go shot for shot with how long we can hold our bladders out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because I just took down some 32 ounces here.
Yeah,
that's right. And I get the Rogue One today. I don't know. This is 32, I think. I don't know, but Chris, thanks for waking up. I mean, I know that's a struggle.
If it's any consolation, I actually woke up around 11. So the first hour, I don't even know what I was doing here. It's all right.
Well, between the audio and the
exactly.
the producer in our ear, it's been a show. But it's good having you. I knew the two of you guys would get along. So the rest of you people out in internet world, we still haven't figured out a way to end the show nicely or politely. So we'll just say, have a good one. We'll see you next time. And
I'm not sure where I am right now. Max just threw me in this room in the back of his basement, and I noticed there's no door handle on the inside, so I don't know what he uses this room for. But I'm just, I'm going to knock loudly enough and see if anybody comes and gets me out.
We don't need to hear that. So we'll see you when we see you, folks.